Welcome back to Totally Goated, everybody. You already know I'm here with my man. He sounds like he's choking over there. with my
I'll start now for next. Fuck.
with my man Terry the Goat Jackson. You all right now, man?
What's up, guys? I did not die from these fruit snacks. I'm happy to be back. The NBA is back. A lot of shit is going on, and that's what we need to talk about. So I want to know who or what has been your biggest surprise so far since this NBA has been back in this bubble, as they call it.
I mean, for me, and I already knew before this whole thing started that I was going to get flamed for this shit. No pun intended. That the Phoenix Suns have been the biggest surprise for me. I mean, they're 7-0. They're averaging around 120 something points a game right now. Devin Booker's got like 27 points on like 60% field goals. They're insane, dude. They're playing the best team basketball I've seen them play since they had the three-headed point guard attack 2015. Like Devin Booker's proven himself in this bubble environment. It's crazy. And you're gonna flame me because I already know in an earlier episode, man, that I was talking about Jimmy Butler, and he's a hell of a player in his own right. Who would I rather start a team around? At the moment, with the way Jimmy was leading those Heat, I definitely thought it could be him. But after witnessing Devin Booker's growth and the fact that youth is on his side, I see where you're coming from now, man. I got to give you your props and respect.
Thank you, sir. Now, I need two things from you. Let's not get off topic too much, but I do want to touch on this Devin Booker thing. I think she just messaged Devin Booker on other hey, my name is Brett. If he can't read, I don't know if he can read. He might be too busy killing people hooping. Just be like, I'm sorry for doubting you. I'm sorry, D-Book, for doubting you, you know. I tried to say Jimmy Butler and his mutton chops were better or more reliable to start a team around. Now, yeah, the Heat might be better than them. Not in this bubble. Nobody's better than them in the bubble. Hopefully, it's just not, them having a lot of rest. Hopefully, they keep this up in the playoffs. If they get in, that'd be terrible if they go to this bubble and don't lose and don't get in. That's my vote to get in, by the way. But, I hope. I'm glad you finally gave me my recognition I deserve on the greatness, not greatness, the okayness, the very consistency of Devin Booker in this bubble, and thank you so much. And for me, my biggest surprise in this bubble are how well the Lakers maybe aren't doing. I expected the Lakers to do what the Suns are doing in this bubble, to be honest, man. LeBron, I think, is just being too passive just because he has AD and he knows he's got maybe potentially one of the better teams he's had in the last couple of years. I just think he needs to be LeBron and go at it like he's playing with us. Even though I'm better than Danny Green and I think you're better than Avery Bradley. We're not going to talk about that, though. But I think LeBron still needs to go at it as if he's playing with Sasha Pavlovich, Anthony Parker, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. He needs to go at it like he's playing with them because if he doesn't, they cannot win. That's LeBron's team. He needs to stop treating it like it's AD's team, and that's why they are my biggest surprise. I think they should be going off. They should not be losing to the Kings. They should not be. Granted, they beat the Clippers when they had to beat them, but I feel like that was their only meaningful win. And I feel like everything else was teams they should have beat. I think every team is a team the Lakers should beat. You got the best power forward and the best small forward. Second best small forward. I'm sorry for disrespecting Kevin Durant, but, I just think the Lakers need to be whatever the Phoenix got in their hotel rooms at the bubble, feed it to the Lakers. Or switch spots with them and let Phoenix, they deserve it. The Lakers aren't playing like they deserve it. Yes, they clinched, but, they're not playing like they deserve it too well. The numbers don't match up. It's just like the Lakers and Suns look like they should switch spots right away. Shit, look, DeAndre Ayton is playing like the number one pick. Devin Booker's playing like super number one pick. And Mikal Bridges is coming into his own. I see him being, an all-star in a year or two. So everyone watch out for Phoenix.
Ooh, that's ballsy. I don't know, bro. I can never see Mikal Bridges as an all-star type player. I mean, he'll be your building block 3-and-D role player, but I don't think he'll make an all-star team.
I think he's one of those situational all-stars. Like, the one year Al Horford and Kyle Korver made it. just because how their
Kyle
team was.
Korver should have never made an All-Star team, though, and you and I both know that very well.
No, yeah, I
How
know.
the hell that dude make an All-Star team?
That's something you call a situational All-Star, where they make their All-Star team because of the situation. And Jeff Teague, Paul Millsap, they all made that All-Star team that year, and maybe only Horford and Millsap should have made it. Just like when Draymond was making it on the Warriors, averaging fucking, 7, 5, and 8? Come on, man. It's just a situational all-star. I think Mikal Bridges will get that just because he's the flashy kind of popular player on the Suns with them and coming off the bench, getting his Lou Williams on. I think he should start, honestly. I think he has been starting. He dropped, 26 the other night? Come on, man. Give the man his credit. Actually, don't give him
he's
credit.
A good player, bro, but I just don't think he's
you wait until a year from now when I'm right about him, too. I'm just saying that because he locks me up in 2K, basically, too. Because when I play the Suns, he does me dirty. Number 25 on Phoenix, Mikal Bridges, you be doing me dirty, dog. I don't like it. You nice. I'll give it to you. You totally goated.
Dude, and the man who's totally goated in this bubble so far also is Damian Lillard. Anytime you throw shade on that man's name, he's going to show you why he's one of the best point guards in the league and a certified superstar. I mean, Jesus, dude. Like, he joined Wilt Chamberlain the other day as the only other player in NBA history to score 60 points 3 or more times in a season. The Portland Trailblazers have the 8th seed on lock now and are on track to play Phoenix. Looks like if Phoenix beats the Mavericks today, they're playing the seeding qualifier games, and that honestly, bro, I think that's going underrated too, because Phoenix and Portland are both going to bring their A game, and while I think Dame might still prevail just because he's got the better all around team, it's going to be so much fun to watch those two go at it. It's definitely going to be close.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. I want a nice playoffs, something good to view. That's why I need that playoff playing game. I'd love for the Grizzlies to be in it, don't get me wrong, but it's got to go to Phoenix and Portland. They're probably the two most talked about teams in the last week for all the right reasons, and I totally agree with you about the MVP of this bubble so far in these seeding games being Damian Lillard. It has to be talk about willing your team to win, doing what's got to be done, and just doing it. He was abusing Porzingis on that pick last night or whenever that was. That was fun to watch. And he just scoring, you need him to go score 60 to win. That's what he went and did. Now, a lot of people are going to say their MVP of the bubble is T.J. Warren. You cannot confuse valuable for hot. Yes, T.J. Warren might be the hottest player in the bubble right now, but he's not the most valuable. The Pacers still win, just like they were without him, I agree, I think, honestly. But you take Damian Lillard off the Trailblazers, they might have sent them home after 3 or 4 bubble games. Honestly. So Damian Lillard, he's the most valuable player in the bubble, and I just think he's always been a snubbed guy. He's been disrespected. And back to what you're saying about running your mouth about this man, Paul George, this time, now you all know you hear me talk my shit. Paul George is my favorite player. I don't know, man. I'm having a lot of second thoughts about this dude because you ruined the Grizzlies. You had Dame Lillard go out there, raised hell because you and Pat Beverly's little. You know who Pat Beverly looks like? Susie from Rugrats with black skin. Dog. I hate his hair. I just Pat Bev, man. No. PG, you're already on a super team. Why are you popping shit to the 8th seed? You're lucky you don't gotta play him in the first round. And honestly, now we all remember what Damian Lillard did to Paul George last year in the playoffs. Sent his ass home. Would you talk shit to anybody that sent you home? I don't get it. Because I love Paul George, but he is not as valuable to the Clippers as Dame is to the Trailblazers. The Clippers are still getting that 2nd seed without Paul George in the West, okay? And the Blazers are going to be maybe the 9th, 10th best team without Dame Lillard in the West? That's just because CJ's going to will them to, 20, 30 nice wins? Come on now, man. Definitely MVP of the bubble. Dame Lillard, hottest player in the bubble, and one of my biggest surprises is T.J. Warren. Let's hope he keeps it up in the first round. That's what we need. We need him to go off.
Yeah, man. My biggest surprise in the bubble, bro, besides the Suns, is definitely the Pacers, because the Pacers are very short-handed. They're Oladipo's starting to play better finally. Looks like he's starting to shake off his injury rust from before. Malcolm Brogdon's hurt. They're without Miles Turner, man. I don't know. Miles Turner's a great defender, but he has to be in a lineup without Sabonis. And then Sabonis is hurt too, so they're without him. And TJ Warren, man, that guy's averaging 35 points a game, stepping up in the bubble, proving to be that scorer that everybody thought he could be when he was having his flashes in Phoenix.
I'm nervous. As you know, man, I'm rooting for the Pacers in this whole thing. That's my second favorite team. Paul George is my favorite player. That's where I know Paul George from. Is number 2 for the Pacers. That's my second favorite team, the Pacers. But, man, I hope they can handle Jimmy Butler. He already proved he can neutralize T.J. Warren. And they got beef. So I just hope it doesn't carry out. Because that Heat team is already better than them on paper. Oladipo is great. But I just feel like there's too many dogs at that guard spot for the Heat. Like, they're just going to all take turns jumping him. They can score too well. I just feel like that backcourt situation, man, it outweighs too much. Like, the level of skill is way too high on the Heat backcourt than it is on the Indiana backcourt. I mean, they're good people, but same thing that front court, man. You got Bam Adebayo, and already with no Sabonis, Miles Turner, Kelly Olynyk coming off the bench, man, and you got, you better be careful. Duncan Robinson, he's going to shoot from the locker room. You got him. You just got to be careful, man. That's all I got to say. I hope they do it. Win one game, at least. I know they're not winning the series. Win one game, I'll be cool with that.
Absolutely.
What about you? Who else is your bubble MVP?
Dude, there's nobody else to really name, bro. Like, honestly, for me, I think it's Damian Lillard, just purely because of how far Portland was 4.5 games back at the start of this whole thing. Then they just started winning games. The Twitter feud with Paul George, Pat Beverly on the sidelines over there yelling Dame time, mocking him after missing 2 free throws, and the dude's dropped 50 points and then 61 the other night. Ever since. I mean, Jesus, dude. It's about time he's getting the respect he deserves. It's been years. It's been a lot of middle round exits for the Trailblazers, but that's nothing to put on Dame. It's not his fault. A lot of it has to do with injuries, and now that the Trailblazers have a healthy Yusuf Nurkic back, when they're fully healthy, man, they're honestly the number 4 seed in the West, or number 5. So they have a very good possibility, if they get in, of giving the Lakers a run. Do I think they'll beat them? I don't know. It depends on how. It depends on if you can get past playoff LeBron, if Anthony Davis steps up. And contrary to what you were saying before, I think the Lakers are really missing Avery Bradley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's a 3-and-D guy.
He's your defensive ace at the guard spot. You put him on the best team's guard to neutralize them. You do not have that. And with all the good guards in the West, that will be the Lakers' downfall. LeBron cannot guard any guard in the West that's going to do something in these playoffs. Now, and he's playing the wrong one in the first round. That's what I'm trying to tell these people. Without Avery Bradley, Dame and CJ are going to Dame and CJ. I don't know. Yeah, J.R. Smith. Yeah, Danny Green. Yeah, Alex Caruso. No. Damian Lillard just scored 61 points on Luka Doncic. I would take Luka Doncic's left sock over any guard the Lakers have. Any guard. Okay? And that might sound crazy, but, yeah. I know, man. Damian Lillard, what's he averaging? 42 in the last couple of games? More than that. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be
more than that.
It's 66 points in the last 2 games. 60-something points. That's outrageous for a 2-game span. And he's getting his assist, too. CJ needs to step it up now. Mind you, he scored 61, and he won that game against the Mavericks with CJ McCollum playing terribly. Could you imagine if he added 26 points or 30 points? That would be unreal, and CJ McCollum brings it when it's big. CJ McCollum, I have a little piece of my heart that hates you for what you did to Duke back in the day. That was fucking crazy. But listen, man, if these two guards go off, and I think if they go take an early 2-game lead on the Lakers, that's it. There's no fans. There's no nothing. It's just Damian Lillard coming at you. The Lakers are going to have to try to get in their head, and it obviously don't work. They try to get in Damian Lillard's head, we will be here next week talking about how he scored 90. You know? Like, they just better tread lightly with that, man. Lakers, do what you got to do. You better hope and pray Devin Booker gets in. You got your hands full then, too. But if Damian Lillard gets in, you better pray to God Avery Bradley has a change of heart, which I highly doubt. He's sitting home laughing, saying you got this, 33-year-old pothead drinking Henny in his Gatorade cup at halftime. And you expect him. He's good. I love your J.R. Smith jersey, baby. You expect him to go out there and guard that monster and Damian Lillard? No.
Absolutely not.
No way, bro.
He's going to guard the Henny bottle in his liquor cabinet before he goes out.
That's what I'm saying.
Legit
like, I like Henny as much as the next person, but I'm not playing in no NBA, okay? And I wouldn't be drinking Henny before the game if I was. Some people are just different. J.R. Smith, you different. I love you. But you can't guard Dame Lillard, and nobody on your team can. I wouldn't suggest they try. KCP, is he still on the Lakers or is he on house arrest still?
No, he's still on the Lakers. And yeah. I was gonna say actually that he's the best shot at guarding.
You can't really guard. You can't really guard Damian Lillard. You can just try to get him to take an outrageous shot, but he makes those too. So the best thing you can try to do is score as much as you can on the Trailblazers. Because I feel like if they're clicking, they're fucking clicking. Dame and CJ, in my opinion, is a top 3 or 4 backcourt in the league. You know, obviously, Curry and Thompson, it's their throne to lose. But I'm just telling you, dog, these Trailblazers are going to make noise. Dame is doing exactly what he said he would do if it came back. So I think it's time for him to finally make that push. I think the Blazers will be, the third AC seed in NBA history to make the Western Conference Finals. I think they could do it. Clippers, too cocky. The cocky team always loses, you know? I feel bad the Suns are going to try to get in, but Devin Booker better bring his A game in this playing game. And what is it going to be, Saturday?
It's going to be soon. Some point this weekend.
Because I need to check the score of this Grizzlies game just so you guys can see I'm on the live right now.
Yeah, and CJ McCollum, too, right now. He's playing with a fractured back.
Yeah, I know. The man's hurt. But
he's still putting up like a solid number.
Actually, at the end of the first quarter, we are winning. 5 points. But a point is a point. So hopefully, Giannis isn't playing because he headbutted the fuck out of him who deserved it. So hopefully, man, this is it. I'm nervous. Good luck. The Rockets, how do you feel about Westbrook not playing, man?
I mean, honestly, bro, like, rest everybody for the stretch run now. Westbrook and Harden are like the only chances that the Rockets have it.
Yeah.
Doing anything. And I don't care what y'all can say. Whatever you want about my team. I'm a Houston Rockets fan. Y'all can say whatever you want about my team, but Robert Covington is the fucking heart and soul of everything we do.
You really think so?
Besides James, I mean, obviously it's James Harden carrying the scoring load, but I'm saying in terms of defense, switching, the critical rebounding we need, it's Covington, bro. We wouldn't be where we're at without those three. Straight up. I mean, look at PJ Tucker, man. PJ Tucker's usually pretty damn good, but when James Harden rested the other night, man, put up 3 fucking rebounds in like 36 minutes. You're our center, bro. Yeah, you're 6'5". You're going against bigger dudes. But, bro, you got to show some kind of intensity and grit.
No excuses. Okay, so now back to a little bubble talk here. Thunder Rockets first round. Do you think you'll be able to hang with them enough without Westbrook to not get too behind? Because you got to understand.
Westbrook's playing the series? Is he not?
No, he's going to miss the first few games.
The quad contusion's that serious? He just played last night.
Yeah, I saw he's going to sit the first few games. Now, I hope that's not because Mike D'Antoni is taking this Oklahoma City Thunder team lightly. And they got guards. So, Daniel House, all these dudes better step it the fuck up if Westbrook's not playing, because Chris Paul will hurt you. Now, Harden, you already know Chris Paul feels some type of way a little bit. Like, me and Harden were supposed to get you there. You stopped believing in me. Now you traded me for a guy that's not even playing when it matters most. They better hope Chris Paul don't go out and, watch him, because he will put that ball on the string. He's got Hamid Diallo who's got bounce. I'm just saying, these cutters and these shooters on this Thunder team can be dangerous, and they will hurt you if the Rockets aren't making their shots. Yeah, the Rockets shoot lights out, but if they're not shooting lights out, that's it. They're pretty much a very one-dimensional team. As you can see, they start somebody my height at center, which is outrageous. Now y'all know how tall I am.
Yeah, bro. But without Westbrook, we're gonna keep it close. But the Thunder are gonna prove to be a tough matchup. Chris Paul's obviously got beef with James Harden. He's gonna go out there and play his hardest. He wants a ring also. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a guy who always gets slept on. He's crazy good. I think they still got Danilo. Danilo, when he's hot, is like one of the better shooters, streaky shooters.
Yes, he is. He's a liability on the defensive end, but I'll let him be a liability hitting 4 or 5 threes a game. That's what he's hitting the bubble right now. Liability. You let him get time to shoot at the rim. I can't really, tell you too much else about the Thunder. I know they got, Terrence Ferguson's all right. They got Andre Robertson back. He's a pretty good defender. I don't know his limitations with his injury he had. It was pretty serious. So hopefully he can, put a little, roadblock in Harden's game, which nobody really can. But put a little crutch in it, the Thunder might be all right. If Westbrook, I highly doubt he will, but if Westbrook sits for 3 games and the Thunder win 2 of those games, that's going to be something that Harden and Westbrook are going to have to fight and win. Because this whole no home court advantage thing is going to come back to haunt a lot of these good teams that rely so much on that. Like, watch Milwaukee, man. Watch out for Milwaukee and Philly. Without having all these fear the deer and ringing the bells and shit, they're going to be, Joel Embiid's got a lot on his fucking plate.
Now, the Sixers are already at a disadvantage because Simmons is going to miss the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, you got to get past the Raptors in the first round. I think they're playing the Raptors first round.
They are playing the Boston Celtics.
They're playing the Celtics. They're right. They're playing Boston. And Boston, man, that's another team that's been looking crazy good in the bubble. So,
yeah. No.
I honestly think Philly's about to lose.
Yeah, they are.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Especially if Jason Tatum can stop shooting 2 of 17 and then.
There's not a doubt in my mind. I tell you right now who's winning all these rankings. Months when it's over. Bucks over the Magic. There's just bad enough to lose 4 games to the Magic. Okay. The Raptors are going to beat the Nets because Kyrie's pussy willow. And Kevin Durant, you my guy, you heard, hold it down. We'll see you in the final next year. Put on for jersey so me and Brett can go to a game. The Celtics are going to Celtic in 5, baby. JT, Jason Tatum, we share a birthday. That's my fucking guy. Big Blue Devils. The Pacers are definitely going to give the Heat a run for their money, but, Heat in 6, maybe 4, maybe 5, who knows. None over that. No game 7s. I don't think anybody's getting swept besides the Magic. I think that'll be the only sweeping going on. Most definitely the only sweeping going on, unless for some odd reason. Let's say something here. Unless for some odd reason, we go to the Western Conference. Yeah, there we go. Unless for some odd reason the Mavericks get swept. I don't think anyone else is getting swept besides the Magic. But I don't see Dallas getting swept. That's the only other viable option. Maybe the Jazz get swept, but they just beat Denver the other night, I believe. So
Yeah,
that was a good ass game.
Didn't that go to that went to double overtime, didn't it?
Yeah. I hate, you know me, I hate Rudy Gobert. I hate the Jazz. I hate their uniforms. That's the only thing I hate about them. I like Donovan Mitchell. He's a cool dude. I just don't like the Jazz uniforms. Some of them are nice, but that dark blue jersey is just the ugliest thing in the world. Like, you're copying the Grizzlies. Ours are dark blue and yellow. Get a new fucking color. Make your shit something else. I don't know. I don't like it. Make it green. Make it fucking light blue again. No, we have light blue too. Just change your whole organization. What the hell is a Jazz? A music note. Like, what the hell? Come on, man. Like, change it. In Utah, you're talking about music. I can see if we were in Memphis and Grizzlies, like, they should switch, but it's just fucking backwards, man. The Memphis Jazz. That sounds so much better. But, you know, they don't like us, Brad. That's why we do this podcast. They don't want us to fucking run their shit for them and make it better. I don't know, man. That's all I got. That's all I got for everybody today, though. My ranting is over.
Well, we always appreciate the rants, man. I'm sure the people at home are contemplating what you're saying about the Memphis Jazz.
Of course, I don't call it. Listen, I tell my friends, I tell everybody, I don't call this podcast. I call this sports venting. Okay? We're letting everybody know how we feel about everything and what we think, and that's just what we want everybody to do, man. We want everyone to let us know what you like, what you don't like. Let us know how much more right I am than Brett. If you guys couldn't tell, shout out my guys.
Bruh. Wait a minute.
Man,
Wait.
I know some of you said Brett is right about a lot of shit too. He's right. Hey, listen, you were right about Vucevic. I gassed him up, and he's in this bubble fucking playing like he's fucking 15, and he just made the freshman team. He's not doing too well in this bubble. That's what he's getting swept. So, you know, we both got a win. We both got a loss. I got that Devin Booker win. It's just my win was, you know, my win got me to, like, Devin Booker's winning all these games for nothing, honestly, because if we beat the Bucks, it's it for them. They need us to lose, and they need the Blazers to, the Blazers are already in it. So if we beat them, and they better hope they beat the Mavericks tonight. You know Luka Doncic is a little asshole, and KP might score 36 again tonight, and DeAndre Ayton don't want that smoke.
That's another guy who's been stepping up with extended rest. Porzingis, man, he's had multiple 30-point games in the bubble.
Yeah.
Out of that last one, who knows? Portland might have lost.
He is nice. You heard what Kevin Durant called that boy, the unicorn. Now, you know there's no animal like a goat, but a unicorn is probably the second best thing to be called. Especially if you're being called a unicorn by a goat, you know? He didn't want to take it too far and call him a goat yet, but, you know, you could put Kristaps Porzingis as a top 40 power forward of all time, top 40, maybe top 30. Honestly, a power forward has been a slim position in the last 10 years. What do you got? Blake Griffin, Aldridge, and fucking, you know, AD?
Yeah, Davis.
Davis, Paul Millsap. Other than that, man, you can't really say there's been crazy good power forwards that you're going to remember in 20 years. Besides the 5 gentlemen I just named. Maybe Sabonis will get there, but I don't see it. I see him as being a good compliment to a compliment. I don't see him being, oh, man, you have to make fucking 6 shots a game and get to go. The East is terrible. They got fucking 5 good teams, and the rest is microwavable popcorn. Meaning they suck. Alright, I'm serious. I'm good. I love you all. Thank you for listening. Brett, take us out, dog.
For all you totally goated fans out there, thank you for continuing with us and listening to this wonderful sports venting. That's a great way to put it, man. Sports venting. We're not here to tell you all the news or nothing like that. We just
y'all can't use that. It's trademarked by Totally Goated. Y'all can't use that. It's patent. Sports venting. Call us. Hit us. If you need a therapist, we're professional sports therapists. So, we know it all. Football and basketball, everything else. Listen to Eastside Hockey, by the way, if you want to get your hockey fix.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And for all you wonderful people out there, feel free when you're listening, leave comments below. Stuff we missed out, stuff you want us to talk about, questions you may have. How Terry's a certified sports venter. Whatever you want to say, just feel free. Spam the hell out of us. All right, and we're gonna catch you all in the next episode. Peace.